The next speaker has just arrived, traveling all through the night from Palestine to Norway. And she is a Palestinian LARP designer and translator and activist who has been especially interested in youth work. Today we will hear a story about children and lions, a LARP for children in marginalized areas in Palestine. So please give a hand to Assahla Zagha.
Hello, everybody. So as he said, my name is Assahla Zagha. We just arrived, so I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit tired, actually a lot tired. Didn't sleep yet. So today, as Martin said, I'll be starting to speak about our experience in lions vs. children, especially in the marginalized areas in Palestine. In January 2016, I had this strange call from a person called Amir Kurdi. He's right here. And Amir was like, he's always like this. Hello, Assahla, do you like kids? I'm like, what? Yes, or maybe no. I can't tell you if it's yes or no. I have to know why. And he said, okay, great, you're in. I was like, in? In what, Amir? And he just hung up on me. And okay. An email came, and I read. It was called Lions LARP. It was a kids project. And it explained what is the project about. It was really interesting. So I was thrilled and very happy, very fearful, because I don't know how will I deal with kids. It will be my first time to interact directly with them. So I agreed, and I became a facilitator and organizer with Amir and the other group. From there, my experience started that the LARP was supposed to be done in a marginalized areas. The marginalized areas are those areas that are supposedly with Jerusalem, but it's not the nice side of Jerusalem that if any one of you visited Jerusalem, it's behind the wall. So those people lack access to very vital humanitarian needs, let's say. So many questions came to my mind. First of all, I'm a girl being a LARPer, wearing hijab, and I'm going to those marginalized areas to do LARP. When Amir started telling me, I was like, will they really accept me as a female being their leader on their small children, especially the boys? I doubted. It was actually something I wanted to experience. And it started from there. So, as you all know, I don't know if you've heard, we already, me, Amir, and other 20 volunteers, we are members of what is used to call PFF organization. Now we changed the name and it became BEIT. So we had this opportunity to do this project with Terre des Hommes, Italy, and they generously funded us to do the LARP with 5 schools in the marginalized areas, in addition to one important refugee camp called Kalandia Refugee Camp. So we actually had this chance to work with more than 500 children in those marginalized areas. And we approved the project and we took it. So we started working on that project. Of course, we as a team, we had to do a lot of, oh, sorry, I have to move those. Okay. This is BYOUT. This is the new people in the organization. So PFF, it used to be previously. So before each LARP, we're supposed to do preparations. You go, you prepare the costumes, we start knowing the area of the school, where are we going to put our spots, who's going to be master game, who will be the lion, who will be the evil lion or the wise monkey. So in order to explain more, the Lions LARP, for those who doesn't know it, it's supposed to be a game that talks about different animals living in this forest, and they are just ruled by this evil animal. He's a lion, and he just wants them to go grab a food for him and just give it to him. So in order to grab this food, They were really angry, those animals, which are supposed to be kids later on. So there's this wise monkey who comes in the first of the game, and he comes and tells them, okay, boys and girls, now you go, do the posts, win the post, which will be different styles of posts, geography, math. We tried also to make it much more educational tool for them. That's why the teachers liked it afterward. So actually the children were supposed to go through all of these posts, and at the end, they will have this war with the lion. Either they dance, and the dance, they can kill the lion, or we give them the water balloons, which they really liked. It was like as if you're giving them the hugest amount of money. So the game had 8 different posts, and those posts were like, we used to do memory cards, storytelling, world map, sports, drawing and painting. We had also some cards game, Palestinian information. You ask them questions about Palestine and they should answer you. And we had, of course, the last one, which is the war or the protest against the lion. In this one, I'm sorry, I couldn't find a much clearer map. But here, in this area, you can see East Jerusalem marginalized areas. Those areas that we used to go for. We were also supposed to go inside Jerusalem, but unfortunately we couldn't get our permits in order to enter. So we only took those 5 schools outside the wall with the 1 refugee camp. I should mention here a little bit of a development that happened for the Lions LARP. The Lions LARP first run was done in 2013. In 2013, the focus was only about the costumes and the workshops. That's why if you can tell from those photos, it's like just small kids with those colorful outfits with colorful sometimes faces or having them wearing some masks. And then it developed. After that, we had another run with Bifrost project. Here we tried to also taking some advices and some experience from Bifrost project people, and they told us why not to move the game from just focusing on outfits and the workshops to posts. So from there, Bifrost gave us the idea of having those 8 posts or how many posts we want to do depending on the number of children. That was in 2013, then we moved to 2014, after that 2016. In 2016, it was our project, the project that I worked on. In 2016, we did the posts, as I said. So as you can see here in some of those pictures, we had the world map post, we had the storytelling. You can have a look on them. We had I don't know if you have this game in Norway or Finland or any other area. It's the chairs game, where we put the chairs but here we did it in a different way. We want them to be team building, so no one would be out of the game if he didn't sit on the chair. They have to help each other to sit on the remaining chair or 2 chairs there. It was a little bit challenging, especially with boys and girls, but it worked at the end. Of course, you have the memory cards, and then we have the drawing and painting, and we have the sports, as I said. So from there, many questions and worries, as I said, came to my mind. The fear of failure was very overwhelming for all of the team. When we went to do our first LARP, here was a little bit of a peak, I would call it. First of all, in the workshop, we started asking Amir, will there be enough children, Amir? And he said, don't worry, guys, they will come. Then I told him, did really the school cooperated with us to market the event? I don't think so. Like, some of the areas, they had exams, so would they? Like, did they really cooperate? So each one of us had his own fear. Will we go for nothing? I'm taking an off day, or it's already my weekend, I'm leaving to go and do it. Will they really be some children? We went and we did our first LARP. That was really challenging. We went, shockingly enough, there was only 15 to 20 children, boys only. So we looked at each other and we started arguing, will we do the LARP? Will it work or not? Because we have to divide them into separate animals and they have to go through the posts. Then we decided no matter what, we will do it. And from there, we started, of course, by doing our icebreakers. When we started doing our icebreakers, of course, you will all know, we started with the penguins and flamingos. They loved it. Of course, they laughed at us at first, but then they started playing along. After the icebreakers, we started doing the grouping by numbers. To say a number, they should group each other. Of course, we as facilitators and leaders, we helped them a lot. So we started those icebreakers, and from there, we told them, let's line up. We have to draw on your faces to choose the animal you want to be, and you will be given a cloth, a colorful clothes outfit, so that you would wear. From here, it was really surprising. The surrounding houses, there was a lot of boys and girls looking from the windows, and they were like, Mom, I want to go. And then they just came running, and they were like, can you draw on my face? So we told them, in one condition, we draw on your face, you play with us. And they actually agreed. We did the LARP, and it was really amazing that we did the first run with all of the obstacles and everything going there. I should mention here that the LARP gave the kids in those areas something to do, because in marginalized areas, unfortunately, they have just unhealthy activities to be done. A 7-year-old boy could come and sell you a car, to market himself selling a car, and that actually happened with us in that first LARP we did. Suddenly enough, my brother was an organizer with us. A very small kid came, and he was like, teacher. And he said, yes? Do you want to buy a car? And he said, not now. We can talk about it later after the game. And he said, I'm saying now. Do you want to buy a car or not? I have it parked outside. And my brother was actually shocked. And he came to me and he was like, Assahla, he wants to sell me a car. And I was like, play along and tell him we'll talk about it later. So we continued. That was really shocking. A 7-year-old boy coming to you wanting to sell a car, which means that in this unhealthy, like after school times, they don't have activities to do. So what they learned from some bad people, let's say, how to steal cars, to sell cars. Sometimes some of them will be introduced to some drug activities because these areas do not have that much of a security control. So from there, the LARP actually gave them something to do, because in the posts, for example, the memory card game, they were like fighting each other. I know, this card is this. They started helping each other. And then they would say, oh, you're very good in this one. Go do the sports. You will be good in the sports spot. The other one will be, you have a very good story. Go to the storytelling and do it. They started giving each other some tasks to do with us. And it was really, really overwhelming. So from there, the LARP actually helped them to just stop thinking about any negative activities that they used to know by their communities and just try to do something that is really educational. From there also, we as PFF and BEIT now, we started really thinking about how could we talk to the schools in order to include the LARP in there as an educational tool, because it really helped. And many of the schools, especially as IM school, the teachers came after us and they were like, if we needed you to teach them this kind of curriculum, will you do it? And we were like, okay, you can talk to us. We can do that. We can plan it. They were really happy. Even the teachers, they participated. They took roles. From there, like, we were starting from a point of scratch, having nothing. We don't know if it will work or not. And then we started, after each game, we started actually being very happy. From there also, I would like to mention another story, which we consider it as our success story. As I mentioned first, we had the first LARP. It was in a school called Sheikh Saad School. Sheikh Saad, the community itself, the village, they do not allow mixed educational schools. So you have a boys' school, a girls' school. When we wanted to do the LARP, we tried talking to them. Why not to have them together while doing 2 runs? They actually really were like, no, this is not allowed. Just go to the boys, then go to the girls. After our first run, we had only 15 to 20 children, and those were all boys. And from there, we did our second run. Suddenly enough, we had 60 to 80 children along. We had the mixed genders, males and females. And actually, females were more than the males this time. Even the teachers used to come and, you join this group of animals just to play with you guys? So we actually went, and sometimes the teachers would give us extra information if, because we're like volunteers. Sometimes you'd say an error in an information. They'll help, and they'll tell the kids how they took it in this class and in this class, and how they would link these informations to solve any posts that they were doing. So this success story, I consider it really success, because in that area, when Amr started telling me we will go there, I was like, I am really afraid that one of us will be hit, or maybe we'll be kicked out of the school or something if we really insisted on having them mixed. But when they saw us as facilitators, we were females and males, me also wearing the hijab, and I also do LARP, which has no interaction or conflict with the religion. So they were actually happy. That's why they participated at the end. So I want also to mention something that we tried also to solve using the LARP there. We had a lot of shy kids and stubborn kids, and kids who talks to you as if they are adults. Those three types of kids, we had to work with them as facilitators and how to try engage them. So the shy kids, they normally, when we start doing the icebreakers, they never come and get involved. They just sit. So we had this one observer of our facilitators, his name was Lu'ay, and he used always to watch them. Then he would go to them. We had some bananas and some apples, and he would go, "Are you hungry?" "No." "Why don't you want to play?" And he starts saying, "I don't know you. I thought you had balloons. Why you came to do this?" So Lu'ay started talking to him, and step by step, suddenly, this young boy, or I don't know the number, they started coming. "Can you draw to my face? But what I tell you to draw, not what you want to draw." From there, we agreed. This was a way on solving the shy kids' boundaries. The other one was the stubborn ones. The one you tell him, come play along. And they say, "No, who are you to talk to me?" And you'll be like, I'm just here to try make you feel happy, just to try something new. Don't you like sports? From there, we tried, because in those areas, they only know some kinds of playings like hide and seek, football, and one famous game that we started doing because we are Palestinians, soldiers and thieves, or soldiers and other people. So you have to do a war, actually. We try to use those kind of things, especially football, to tell them, okay, we have this small ball, let's start playing a football game. Then if you like the game of football, we can enter the LARP. From there, it actually worked. It helped us. So this one also helped solving especially stubborn boys, because they actually, all of them are like, "I want to do football. I'm very good. I'm a good goalkeeper," or "I'm a good soccer player." They would come. They would actually get involved in the game. The last one would be the adults, those who comes to you, "Why do you talk to my brother like this? I don't want him to play. Go sit down. I will play." Those, if you came to him and said, as if you are actually the teacher, "No, you have to listen to me," he might kick your ass. But sometimes they would be like, "Okay, boys, come with me. We will not share this LARP. We will not do it. They just come here to be bossy on us." There was this young boy who actually tried to do that. He was actually the controller of the group. This one, we had one of the facilitators who had this long temper, who could talk to him very easily, and he tried to talk to him as if he's an adult, as he wanted. "Okay, you want to take care of your brother? We want to take care also. What do you want us to do?" And he would tell you some ideas. So you take them as if you want to engage those ideas to the LARP. We tried that, and it actually worked. So those kind of things also helped me as an Assahla, who's a LARPer, when being a facilitator, how to deal with different types of children. So the last thing I want to tell you, that the kids' LARP was one of the most interesting and joyful and tiring LARPs I've ever participated in. It helped me improve my character to be a leader, and how to be an organizer, and of course a facilitator. It also gave me an opportunity to link with my inner child. Imagine me with hijab in Palestine shouting and laughing and so on. Okay, the community will like me, okay, she's crazy. Someone should take her to the hospital. But within the LARP, the kids' LARP, I was able to shout with them, to run, to laugh. No one would say anything because, oh, she's the teacher, she can do that. It's fine. So this actually helped me, like, okay, no one's talking about me. So the experience opened my eyes, actually, to a lot of things. So using the LARP as an educational tool, as I said before, in Palestinian schools will bring a lot of benefits. I guess from our project and from how we saw the feedback from the teachers and the principals of the schools asking us to come whenever they want us to do something to help them organize it, using the LARP, that was actually, it drew a huge smile on our faces, that our work didn't go in vain. Because we had a lot of calls, especially Amir. They started calling him, can you gather your group and come on this date? We want you to help us in this activity or in this curricular that we cannot teach the kids in the class. They don't want to listen, but in the LARP they would. So LARP is always interesting, but with kids you discover that with their unlimited imagination, they take LARP into a much deeper and detailed space. They actually did. It was very, very overwhelming. They also taught us how to draw on their faces sometimes, like, I want this line like this, because this one, for me, is a monkey. Or I want this little circle here, because this one is something on the lion's face or on the frog face. So they just want to give you ideas. You just have to listen and just try to put them in the LARP. So from there, I just want to give everybody an advice. Whenever you want to work with kids, just treat them as if they understand everything you're saying. Don't make them feel that they don't understand. Just speak it out. They listen very carefully in every word we say. And if you laughed and you tried to talk with them within the same level, they will just play along and the LARP will be a very huge success. And thank you all.